What's up, YouTube? Josh of All Trades here, and today I'm talking about the night of Episode 8, the finale, The Call of the Wild. Wow, that was pretty good. I really enjoyed the extended episode tonight because, being the final episode, it was good to see him take just a little bit of extra time to wrap up those final loose ends. And it really didn't seem long at all because I was on the edge of my seat the whole time waiting to see what was going to happen. It was good because not only did I want to see what was going on with Nas, but I was interested in all the side stories as well. I wanted to see what happened with Box and his story and his investigation. I wanted to see what was going on with Freddy and the joint. I wanted to see what was happening with Stone, when he's having like his nervous itching breakdown. Like, it was all so good. And I like the way that they wrapped up this series. I wouldn't mind if they picked up another murder mystery, try to do another limited series, like maybe a season 2, even though it's limited. Alright though, so let's talk about what I liked about this episode. I think they finished up strong by having an episode with a strong sense of progression in a lot of ways. First off, with the jury, this entire series, it was like 7 episodes of us really diving into this case. The jury learned about all the facts and all the other suspects that we know about in what seemed like just a matter of minutes in front of our eyes. In this episode, we saw Chandra's downward progression that really mirrored Nas's downward progression in a lot of ways. It didn't take her very long to participate in these criminal acts with Nas, and in some ways, I think this legitimized her character. You remember a few episodes back when Stone was saying something about getting drugs, the drugs Nas was using, and Chandra asked him, "How do you know so much about drugs?" And Stone says, "I'm a lawyer." I think that that's the route Chandra's going to, that although what happened to her was detrimental for her in the short term, this is what she needed to go from being an associate at some big time law firm to being an actual criminal lawyer. Now, last time's episode left off with Box feeling like he was retiring on the wrong foot, not putting enough effort into this case, and it was good to see him picking that back up and having one of the characters, at least one in the show, being altruistic and doing the right thing just because he felt compelled to. Similarly with Freddy, while we as in Nas and us as audience may not absolutely trust Freddy, as it stands when he got out of jail, he may have simply had this sincere unicorn affection about Nas, and although he did capitalize on the relationship when he had the opportunity, it seems like there was some sincerity in his actions. Although I gotta say, man, like Nas, like you're leaving and Freddy helped you out and you see him and you don't say goodbye? Like, that's kind of tough, even by me. But hey, do you, Nas? You do you. And we left off the series with Stone going full circle back to where it was, but hey, with a cat. I'm interpreting the cat as some type of souvenir that, while not necessarily life-altering or changing in a huge way, it is going to be something that stays with Stone for a long time, just like this whole experience was, in a small way, something that may have changed his personality and that he's going to keep with him for a long time. Like, at least as long as a cat lives, and I know some cats are alive like 35 years. Y'all know that I was already confirmed team Nas did it for sure, and y'all know I still am because the producers gave us some outs that we could continue believing whatever we thought going into this episode. To my point, Nas admitted in court, in a very powerful scene between the prosecutor and him, that when put under pressure and think about the situation, he really doesn't know if he did it or not. And I think he's sincere with that he doesn't remember, but still I believe he did kill her. And then Box's sleuth work gave us just enough evidence that now, hey, it is viable to believe that Nas didn't do it and that it was actually Andrea's financial advisor that murdered her for financial gain. I really don't care about it much as far as the ambiguity goes, but I think it is appropriate to the narrative that it really doesn't matter at this point if Nas killed her or not. Nasir Khan went through a life-changing experience, and so did his parents, and so did his brother, especially being that they're in a pretty tight-knit community. And I think the show is really trying to make that point that when you're in this type of scenario, going to jail for murder, or any type of big publicized scandal, every aspect of your life is bent, and sometimes it breaks and sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't really leave you feeling well either way. So regardless of if Nasir Khan killed Andrea or not, he will, at least for the foreseeable future, be seen and treated as the man that did indeed go to jail for killing her and murder her. Towards the conclusion of the show, though, Stone had some really evocative lines in which he's telling Nas, and he's telling us as the audience, that people are going in and out of jail all the time, and this isn't completely a fictional scenario, so it was really a sobering portrait of what this experience may be like for someone. I want to take a second to thank everyone that's watched my reviews or liked or commented or interacted with me in any way, because I've had a great time filming these. Keep an eye on my channel though, because the next series I'm going to be doing is Westworld, and it starts in October, but before then I'll be online, I'll be interacting with y'all. But watching this show was great in every way. HBO is great, John Turturro is great, Riz Ahmed is great, the judge that was the serial killer in True Detective Season 1 was great. I'm Joshua of All Trades, and I will see y'all later. Bye y'all.